Hello. Today we're going to check the balance of my dice. I had a D&D campaign yesterday, and I suspect some of my dice are balanced to 1 or something. I feel like I'm rolling an abnormal amount of 1s. So I got these new beautiful dice and I love them, but I think they're cursed or balanced terribly. I don't know, but I gotta investigate it. So that's what we're doing today. So here's what you need to check your dice. You just need a container full of water and a lot of salt. And by a lot of salt, I already put the salt in this container because I started this before I decided to do a vlog. But like, I have so much salt in here that like I can scoop it out from the bottom. Like, you just need a shit ton of salt. And what happens when you have a ton of salt in there, you throw this in there and you see how it like kind of floats instead of falling straight to the bottom. So then you can continuously rotate it around and see what the dice lands on consistently to check the balance of it. So usually if the dice is poorly balanced, it'll turn to the same number multiple times. So we just saw it turn to 14 a couple times, but it wasn't like aiming for 14 every single time. I wish it would focus on the dice and not the spoon. I can't tell what number. That's a number 9. Okay. So this dice, not perfect, but it's not great. I actually put this dice in, and I found something very curious about this dice. I don't think you can see the number because there's so much salt in the water. It just landed on 17 when I threw it in there. And then when I throw it again, it lands again on 17. Or did it? Nope, this one went to 10 this time, but 10's right next to 17. Swirl it around again. It landed on 10. So the first time I did this dice actually landed on 17 all the time. Yep, there it is. That's 17 again. So this pink dice is loaded towards 17. This, ironically, is not the dice I was suspicious of. I was suspicious of these blue ones. Whoops. These blue ones. So I bought them. They're very pretty. They're like blue and sparkling. They've got little holographic butterflies. And my thoughts were that like maybe the butterflies on the inside were like, do you see how it's like all at one side? That perhaps this is weighted down because I always roll freaking 1s with these. Both of them. And I'll just drop them again. So that one landed and didn't even like roll up on a number because too much salt in there. It's on like 5 and 18. 13. 13 again. I can't tell what number that is. It's 11, which is right next to 13. 16? How close? That's 5, which is right next to 13. 13 again. So this blue dice is kind of weighted towards the 13. Which is also right next to the 1. So, you know, cursed dice, this one. And then we'll investigate this one. What is that number on? That's a 14. That is that's a 12. It is not right next to the 14, as far as I can tell from here. That is a 16. That is a 17. We're not really getting repetitive numbers with this one. So I would expect to be seeing the same number a couple of times by now. And that's a 12. Did we get a 12 before? Let's pull it out. So, focus. Focus, madam. Okay, so 12. It's right next to 10, 15, 12. What was the other one I got? Like 16? 16's on the other side of the dice. So this one supposedly is not cursed. Or if it is cursed, it's cursed towards the 12, which is, oh, it's also right next to a 2. Okay. Well, this one, I think I measured it a few times and it feels like it's the only one that's like reasonably balanced. That's a 14. Back to the 14. Okay. So this one is balanced towards the 14, and then there's 4, 6, and 20 is right next to the 14. So maybe that's why I like these pink dice right here, because they are balanced towards higher numbers, whereas these ones are balanced towards the 12 and the 13, which are also right next to 1 and 2. I don't really know what to make of that. I have another hilarious dice. This is a giant D20. I have always rolled awful with this as well. So I don't know if there's enough salt in here to make this one float. Okay, it's swirling around. 4, 3, those aren't near each other. 19, 11, the 11's right next to the 4, 7, 13, 13 again, 1, 1 again, 4, I'm not really feeling 13. I don't feel super confident about the balance on 14. Because ideally you would get it pretty quickly, right? Like, you saw how fast I was able to determine where those other dice were weighted. So I don't feel... Maybe this one's reasonably balanced. And then there's one more. This little tiny D20. That one was big. This one is small. I like the concept of this one. I've rolled good with this one a few times, but I just really haven't been trusting these blue dice, even though they're so pretty. So let's give it a shot. You definitely won't be able to see the result of this, so I'll just read them out. That is a 19, 15, 11, 7, 9. This one, I guess, is fine too. 9 again. Like, this one floats really easily because it's really tiny. That's my hair in the camera, I'm sorry. 11. So maybe like 11 or 9. That's a 14. Let's see where 11 and 9 are on the dice. There's 9, 3, 6, 8. Where's 11? 11 is next to... Oh, it's next to the 9. Looking at the 6 before. Okay, so this one I suspect is weighted towards the 11 and the 9, which if we look really closely, we can see that there are more butterflies over there. So, I don't know. That's my results of testing these dice. These dice are lucky because they're weighted towards the higher numbers. These dice are weighted towards the 1. I mean, not exactly on the 1, but right next to that 1 and that 2 that I keep rolling freaking awful. This one appears to be okay, which I'm shocked by. I don't think I've ever rolled well with this one. This one as well, I couldn't find any, or wait, no, I think, whatever. Anyways, that's all for today. I balanced some of these dice here. If you're familiar with dice brands at all, you'll know which brands these are from, by the logo. But, yeah, I won't blast them. Like, they're really pretty. I wanted them to work well. I'm a little bit sad, to be honest, and I'll probably keep buying dice from this brand anyways. Just because I like the idea of having the multiple size D20s. Like, it's just so fun. You can make a little roll, although I guess I don't trust these dice so much that I kept using these dice instead. I don't know. Anyways, that's all for today. Bye!